Good morning, my name is Dr. Jeremy McAnulty from New South Wales Health, and I'm here to give you an update of COVID-19 in New South Wales for Friday the 29th of October. There were 268 locally acquired cases of COVID reported in the 24 hours of 8 o'clock last night. In the same period, there were 83,000 COVID tests reported in the same period. In terms of vaccination across New South Wales now, we have 93.4% of people 16 years and older who've now had their first dose of COVID vaccine, and 86.5% have had now 2 doses and are fully vaccinated. In the 12 to 15-year-old age group, 78.7% have had their first dose and 56.7% are now fully vaccinated. In terms of hospitalisations, there are currently 363 COVID cases admitted to hospital, with 80 people in intensive care, 32 who require ventilation. Of the people in intensive care, 65 are not vaccinated, 7 have received 1 dose of vaccine, and 8 have received 2 doses of vaccine. In terms of deaths, sadly, New South Wales Health is today reporting the deaths of 2 people. A woman in her 90s who died at Tarrawanna Aged Care Facility north of Wollongong, where she acquired her infection. She was not vaccinated, and sadly this is a 4th death linked to the outbreak at that facility. A man in his 70s died at Mercy Place Aged Care Facility in Albury, where he acquired his infection. He'd received 1 dose of COVID vaccine, and is the 3rd death sadly linked to this facility. We'd like to extend our deep sympathies and condolences to the family and loved ones of these 2 people who died. In terms of sewage detections, New South Wales' ongoing sewage surveillance system that detects fragments of the virus that causes COVID has found positive detections in places without known cases of COVID, including Mullumbimby, Quirindi, Coonabarabran, Nyngan, Corowa and Holbrook. So if you live in these areas, be particularly vigilant for symptoms of COVID and come forward for testing right away if any occur. Now, Halloween is coming up, so if you and your family are planning to celebrate Halloween, please do so in a very COVID-safe way. Protect yourself and your people attending. Aim to keep celebrations outside. Provide closed packaging for treats instead of communal lolly bowls, and consider other ways of distributing treats, for example, along the front fence or hidden in the front yard. And keep it local, so decorate your yard and stay in your neighbourhood rather than going to well-known streets that might be further afield. And don't share costume face masks or any sort of face masks. And if you're feeling unwell in any way, please don't participate. Get tested and isolate until you get a negative result. And if you are isolating or feel unwell, please don't open your door or participate in Halloween for visitors. And as always, practice good hand hygiene. Keep socially distancing as much as you can, and avoid and use hand sanitizer or wash your hands thoroughly with soap and water for 20 seconds if you've after coming in contact with any common surfaces. So thanks everyone for coming forward for testing if you're unwell and for getting vaccinated. We're getting great vaccination rates in the community now, and that's so important for protecting our families, loved ones and communities. Thank you.